Hello, everybody here, and it is November 19, 2023 on the charts here. Welcome to Trading Within the Box. First of all, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell any stocks, equities, futures, forex, or any options. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional, and they will help you there in execution. Okay, so right here, let's go over the weekly because we're at the end of the week here. We're on Sunday, November 19th. Okay, so now we're going to go over and see what happened overall after the week ended. Okay, what's the volume like? What's going on? Okay, so, right, we came off support. We had a massive, huge buy signal right there with that massive engulfing candlestick, which is close to a velocity stick. Okay, so we had that. We closed right there. We knew we were going up, okay? So we had a little bit follow through after that, and we have a little bit of lighter volume as we're going up. Now, it could creep up into the 458.90 range. It's 450.79 right now, okay? So we have 3 weeks right here already of buying here, okay? So we're probably going to lose some steam as we go up into this area, okay? So that's something that we're going to have to keep following, okay? Let's go over Tesla. And let's go over Tesla on the weekly chart, first of all, okay? Here we go. So now on Tesla on the weekly chart, we do have lower lows here, okay? So it came off support. We slammed right into that 20-day moving average on the weekly chart, and we pulled back slightly, okay? Let's see. Now we have nice volume here going into these areas. Let's check the volume out, okay? So the volume this week was 720.156 million shares, okay? Going into 616, going to swing point of 551 the week of October 9th. Going into the downdraft of September 18th, we had 575 million shares, okay? So now we're going into these areas. The swing point on July 7th, the week of July 17th, 2023, we had 723 million shares. So we're coming up with 720. So right in this little spot right here, we have the supply area right there, okay? So let's see when we get up into that spot. Now, where is that spot? It's in the 250 range on Tesla, okay? It could be between 250 and 257. It could even be higher at the top of that swing point right there at 267 almost. So let's look and let's keep following Tesla. Now, let's look at Tesla on a daily chart right now because we're going to review the stocks that we're following, okay? We're doing this just a little bit at a time just to see where we're at. Now, as you go into resistance, what had happened? Okay, 4 days up, you slammed into resistance, now you hit support. Now, the volume is nice. Look at the volume here. This is nice. This is what we were looking for, okay? Now we're at support level going into next week, okay? So we have one peak, we have 2 peaks, okay, so far going up. Now, let's go to a 2-hour chart, and let's see exactly what's happening with Tesla. Okay, now on Tesla, on a 2-hour chart, okay, we do have, we're struggling a little bit here to get off the ground, okay? What we want to see is, okay, see this little shaded area? That's the aftermarket buying, okay? It's always light volume. What we want to see is this kind of thing. We had the capitulation right there. We either come back a little, we get another capitulation. We're going right here to 246. Okay, we're at 234.30 right now. Okay, so we want to see that, or we want to see coming off here with an engulfing. Okay, and remember, it's a power stock. Remember, the volume is good. The sellers are light. Okay, we had the pullback here. We had a little more sellers. Okay, look at what we're coming into here. We're coming into this bar right here. So now that area is the support area. Okay, that's support right in that spot. So that's the support spot. Okay, that's where the good volume was also when it was coming up. Okay, so that's what we're looking for here. Let's go over the 45-minute chart really quick, and let's check the volume on Tesla. Okay, let's see. We're pulling back beautifully, and we're holding right now. We're holding on the 45-minute chart. We have a mixed bag of volume on the 45-minute chart, so we're not 100% sold on the volume. We want to see more of this kind of volume or increasing volume. Okay, that's what we want to kind of see as we go into this area on Monday. Okay, so that's something that we continuously monitor. Okay, that's why we have an indecision candlestick right here. Right here we have the indecision candlestick. Okay, we're smack in the middle, and let's see what they're going to do. Okay, and a lot of times we want to also wait for that retest W too. Okay, on the lower time frames to see if we're going to get that right side of that W to start heading up. Okay, a lot of times they'll retest these tops, and then let's see what happens here. So that's what we're waiting for. We filled the gap in, and we're at support on Tesla. So want to see if we're going to get an opportunity here, okay, for trading within the box. Okay, where's the box? Resistance is there. Support's right there. That's your piece of cheese. Forget about anything else in the negative space. Forget about anything below, because that's what we're looking at, okay? We're looking between 232 to 248. Okay, and then we don't care. We want to take our profits and then wait and see what they're going to do afterwards. We're following the money. Okay, Goldman Sachs. Let's shoot over to Goldman Sachs now. And Goldman Sachs again. Okay, so we've been going over this the last few days. We're hitting a wall into the resistance area. Okay, and that resistance area is at that 339-ish, 340 range. Okay, so we're smacked up into that area. Let's go to the weekly chart and see what's happening. So the overall picture, okay, 25,000 foot view on Goldman Sachs is we had the engulfing the week of October 30th. Okay, we had the rest of the week of November 6th. Now this week, November 13th, we go in, let's see what kind of volume I'm going into these things with, okay? Remember, we have resistance right here. So we're slammed right into resistance. Let's see what they're going to do if they're going to break it. So when we came up with this candlestick, we had 14.36 million shares going into 7.5 and then coming down with 11 and 7. So this looks pretty solid here. Okay, let's squeeze the chart and see what else we could see that's happening here. Okay, so we know that we had selling right in this spot right up here. Okay, we got to be careful, and right there, and there's one right here which is the same as there. Okay, we know we have support levels right here and right here. Okay, so that's what we're looking at on this weekly chart, which dictates where the support and resistance levels are. So let's clean this up for one quick second and let's look. So we do have support right there, right there. That's why you had the rest and then boom, you had the surge. You also had a right side of a W on a weekly chart too. Let's stretch the chart back and go to the line chart. Right there, boom. There's your W, and it's a solid one because the right side is way higher and you get the energy. And you have good volume right there, okay? Now, where are the magnet candlesticks as I always look on a weekly chart? Okay, let's go over to the candlesticks again. And then where do we have that? Right here, okay, on the week of January 17, 2023, okay? We have a magnet candlestick. Now, what happened when it came up? It's coming right into that area right there. That is a vacuum candlestick right there. Okay, as you're going in. So we're right at that moment, pretty much almost right now. Okay, we want to see if we could absorb that area. Okay, if we're going to go up into this supply area. But how are we going to know? We're going to know by going to the small time frames. We're going to know by hitting the 2-hour chart and looking at it there and seeing what exactly they're doing. And right now, you don't see a lot of buying in this spot right here. You see it's profit taking, okay? Let's go to a 45-inch. That's why we're waiting. We have a sideways consolidation. We're just waiting to see what they're going to do. Okay, right now, we're not convinced, okay? We have a sideways consolidation in resistance, okay? Right there. So we're waiting to break up, okay? Because we're in a sweet spot on the weekly chart on the way up, okay? So that is something that we got to keep looking at, okay? So now let's shoot over to the IWM, because the IWM is the small caps, and we've been looking at that, and that was, remember, it was solid because we had the surge of buying, okay? Okay, let's go over quickly to the weekly, because we're at the end of the week here, and we want to see, look at the W formation on the weekly chart, okay? Look at that. I mean, that is beautiful. Boom, boom, and then boom, right there, higher right side with nice volume, but we're in resistance spot. So let's see what they're going to do with that point if they're going to continue, okay? So what do we have here? We have 2 incredible engulfing candlesticks on the weekly chart on the small cap stocks. So, as you see it, you're right into that area, okay? And then you got 125 million shares, and you're going into it with 254. Okay, so that's something that is very, very solid. And being that it's so solid, you have a sweet spot in the weekly chart, too. Look at that, wide apart, okay? So right in that area. So now, let's go over to daily, okay, on IWM, okay? So this is something that we're watching. Now, we have the step pattern, which is very solid with outstanding volume here. Look at the step. We came up, boom, we pulled back with light volume, and we get the surge of volume right there with a sideways situation there. So if we get this, and then this, and we keep stepping up, that's very, very strong, okay? When you see the step pattern on the way up, it's very, very powerful. Now, right at this moment, we don't have conviction of volume to head up, okay? Now we have volume dying, so we're going to get a change here. So you see the volume as it's getting light, like it was on Friday? We're going to get a change. Now, most likely, we're going to get a change to the pop, to the upside, okay? I'm not saying exactly, that's going to definitely happen, but from what I see with the volume, and it's holding this spot, let's see, and we're looking for a pop to the upside, okay? Let's go to 45-minute chart, and same thing here, okay? We don't have the conviction yet of the volume. Volume dying, same thing actually going on there, okay? So, and we had the gap up, and we got the capitulation candlestick on the daily chart. And as soon as we saw this candlestick right here, we knew to take profits because you got a little bit of a reversal there. It's not a reversal, it's a pullback from the resistance area, okay? From right in that spot right there, okay? That's all that is, okay? So let's see what they're going to do here. Let's see what they're going to do right in that spot. On GDX, let's go over to GDX on the gold miners. And on the gold miners here, we have some really good volume. Now look at the sellers on GDX, on the gold miners, and look at the buyers here, okay? You're going into this candlestick right here, okay? How you'll know is, obviously, like we always do, we go to the small time frame to see, okay? Now, right here, we get the pullback, and we get the velocity candlestick. As it pulls back into the top of this velocity candlestick, we're getting the discount, because let's say, man, I missed it right there. Comes back to it, boom, you get the next opportunity right there. Boom, you get beautiful volume again on the 2-hour chart, and then you get the little spindle right here at the indecision, and you know you're at resistance, why you're not taking profits, okay? So you come up into that spot. Now we're holding this candlestick right here, and that's how we manage these higher lows. Now it's coming back with lighter volume going into this big candlestick right there, which it always comes back to. And then, boom, we get the next buy. Okay, let's see. Okay, as we're managing that. So that's something on GDX that you want to continue to watch. Okay, let's go to silver, because silver was stronger than gold at one point there last week. And look at silver now. Now you look at silver, we're smack into the resistance area. Now we have the gap up on silver, but we got the dojis. So we're not convinced here that there's continued some buying here. But what are we doing, though? We're holding, and we have the step pattern, okay? Step, engulfing. Step, buying. Step, a little bit of buying, not much. And now we have another step right here, but we have a slight breakdown a little bit, but with lighter volume. So let's see if this is going to actually pull back, which I think it needs to, but let's see what they're going to do with it, okay, on the silver, okay? Right now, silver, you're into this right down on this downdrift, on this gap down right here. So what happens? You're going to get pressure right there, of course. You're going to get pressure. You're going to get selling pressure. You're going to get, and you want the pullback so you can get back in, okay? Let's go over to DHR. DHR, you got over here, okay? Now, DHR, we've been following. Okay, that's another one of the stocks we've been following. And as we look, let's go to the weekly chart again. Weekly chart. What does it say? We get the engulfing with decent volume, but we're slamming into resistance areas right here. Let's see if we get this, and then we get this, and then boom. That would be the perfect scenario. Now, that's what we want. That's not what maybe the money is going to do, okay? That's not what the big dogs are going to do, okay? We slammed right into resistance right there, right where that green area is right there, okay? And then what happens? What happens right on that spot? Of course, you're going to get the profit taking, okay? Because you're in the resistance, and right there's the profit taking. Now, as you look here, and you go over, let's first look at 2-hour chart, and let's see, we get the higher low, we get decent volume. Let's see what they're going to do here, if it's just going to break down a little bit. We come down, holds, and then let's say we break down. Or do we hold, and then we get the next engulfing coming up, okay? Let's see what they're going to do there, okay? Now, on the 45-minute chart, the volume right here, the profit taking, see them taking profits, you can see it right there. You're just going to follow what they're doing right there, okay? And now we're under the moving average on the 45-minute chart, so let's see if we drop back. Okay, we drift back, okay? You could drift back because, why? Because you have the volume on the daily chart with the little profit taking right there, okay? And you can see it right into the resistance, okay? So let's go to Caterpillar. We're following Caterpillar too. And let's go over to Caterpillar on the weekly chart because it's the end of the week, like we said. And look at Caterpillar with the engulfing this week, okay? So we were waiting a little bit. We had the capitulation candlestick with the indecision right there. We're in the sweet spot now on it. We have the flush out of volume. That's a buy signal. The flush out of volume, just like this is a sell signal right up here with the flush out of volume at the top, okay? So right there, that's flush out of volume, okay, money exchange, and then you get the shaven top. Now, those are solid, okay? Those are solid when you get them, but you're slamming into resistance. So let's break it down and look under the hood and see what's happening. Now, on Caterpillar, you went into, okay, on November 15th, you had 300.7 million shares and 3.4, but you have a higher close here. Okay, so let's go over to 2-hour chart. Remember, Caterpillar is very solid stock, very, very solid. So look how they came to support, and then they bought off the support area. Dropped a little bit below, but then bought off that area. Now what happens? You get profit taking here, right here. You got a little profit taking. Now let's see. We're far away from the moving average. Let's see if this comes back. This will probably pull back, okay? You want to hold the higher low, and then you want to get the buying again. And that tight rope is pretty solid, okay? That tight rope, look how solid that is. Look at these engulfing right here. So you look, and then you say, okay, where are those prices? They like that price, okay? They like that 247 area, okay? They like that 245 or 244 area, okay? They like that area, okay? So we're managing, okay? Continuing to manage, okay? You come up and above, but you got the profit take. Let's say if it holds or pulls back. Now, if it holds right here on the 20-day moving average, and we get the engulfing, looks like that right there, boom, we're off to the 258 range. Okay, right now it's 253.07 on November 19th. Okay, that's a little too much time. Let's go to Amazon. Okay, now Amazon, look at Amazon now. Okay, now Amazon has nice volume on the 45-minute chart. Let's go over to, remember, these are power stocks, like the big boys, the big tech. Okay, we're coming into, remember, on the weekly chart here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks here. Okay, now we get up and above and we close higher than the capitulation candlestick from September 11, 2023, the week of. Okay, so we go into that spot. Now we're way far away from the moving average here. It could stay away from that moving average, but it could catch up to maybe the 20 and go sideways and then go up again. So that's something that we have to keep looking. Your stochastic on the weekly chart is a little stretched, so we're like a little bit in the overbought range here. Now, we had the supply spot right there, okay? We had the supply spot right there. So I want to see if this is going to break above this area here, or is this going to turn into an M and a pullback? Okay. So right there, you could get this and then pull back to there and then come back up. That could very well happen too. So 2-hour chart, manage on a small time frame. You do have nice volume though on Amazon right now on a 2-hour chart here, but you're coming down into look at this monster right here. Okay, so you're inching up into here, right into this spot where there's a lot of pressure in this area right here. Okay, so this could be one of these and then pull back. Okay, so we get up into this range and then you start to see a candlestick like that, you know you're going to get that pullback. Okay, on Amazon on the 45-minute chart, volume looks good going up, but remember, you had a lot of selling in this spot. So you are, let's see what they do in this spot. Now, if it breaks above the high here, which was 148.12 on November 15th, with good volume, we could get up to the 150.67 range. If not, we might test this volume stick right here at the 140.06. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, and that's why we're following it. Okay, now we're going to go to Home Depot. Home Depot, excuse me. Home Depot now, you're far away from you get up and above, and you're far away from the support area. So let's see here, okay, what the weekly chart is going to tell us. And we have a huge, look at this W formation on the weekly chart. Look how beautiful that is on Home Depot. Okay, nice volume. Okay, you went into this beautiful volume area, which was in this spot right there. Look at that. So boom. Okay, so look at that. Now look at that beautiful W. That's a textbook W. Okay, you do have velocity candlesticks, so you could pull back here. Okay, you see how when you had this one, this one's a little bit bigger, so you get the pullback the next week. Okay, on Home Depot. So, you could retest this spot in this $300 range. Okay, right now it's 307.27. Okay, so right here you're struggling with a sideways consolidation. Okay, and then you want to see what's going to happen. These I love because why? You go sideways, and then you want to see which way they're going to break. Is it going to break here, or is it going to break this way? And then that's how far you're going, in my opinion. And that's from the experience of usually how they operate those sideways situations. Okay, we have a little bit of dying volume, so we're looking for a pullback there. MSFT, Microsoft, the power stock, the giant. Okay, getting up and above the last high, which was on July 18, 2023, and that was 366.78, and it's 369.85. Okay, so right now, what do you have going on here? You got profit taking. Now look at the profit taking right here. Boom. Okay, but we're holding a support area right here at that 366, 367 range. Okay, right in that spot. 369.85 right now. It closed this week. Let's go over the 2-hour chart, Microsoft, and what do we have? We have pulling back. Okay, we have the break step right here. We came down. We had the engulfing right there. Boom. Now I want to see if it holds and goes back up. No. What they do is they pulled it back in the aftermarket. Okay, they pulled it back in the aftermarket. So now I want to see if we're going to drift back to this 359 range or whatever. Okay, let's see if we pull. We're pulling back on Microsoft here. Okay, we got a little bit of a pullback. Okay, right here on Microsoft. So right here, we got the pullback. So we want to see like it kind of go up, then fail, make a new low, come back to that supporter, maybe come back, and then maybe hold this spot right here, possibly. Let's see what they're going to do. Okay, so we do have a nice seller in this spot here. So let's see how far back they will pull this back. Okay, it's no surprise because look at the volume. Look at the sellers up here taking profits. You can see it right here. And then you can see it right there. Okay, you can see the sellers taking the profits right there. Okay, we only have a few more. Apple, let's go over to Apple. And on Apple, look at Apple. Now, Apple, remember what I said. You had started to get the doji, so you had still good buying right in the spot. But then when you get up here, doji, okay, it's losing steam. It's stretched. You're stretching the rubber band, okay, right there, losing the steam. So now we want to get a pullback here. Everybody wants it, okay? You want to get the pullback here. Now on Apple on the 2-hour chart was a power stock going up, okay? Look at the engulfings here. Comes back, buy. Come back, buy. Sideways consolidation, buy signal. Sideways consolidation, buy signal. Okay, come up, inch up, teed up. Okay, then you get an engulfing here, but you have to be careful because you're way stretched out and you're into resistance area. And the sellers are starting to come in a little bit, okay? So let's see if we hold here, then we start pulling back on Apple. Let's see what happens, okay? Losing steam on the volume. Let's check out the 45-minute chart and see what they're doing, okay? On the 45-minute chart, let's see what the volume is doing, okay? And here it is, as you can see it, losing its steam, okay? You can see it. Look at the volume here. Look at the volume here. Look at the volume here. Look at the volume here, okay? And then look where we are here, right in this spot, okay? So losing steam up here in this area, okay? That's something that Verizon, let's go over to Verizon because we don't have much more time left here. A few more minutes on Verizon. Really quick weekly chart because it's the end of the week. And look what we got going on. We're way far away from the moving average here on the weekly chart, okay? We come really up strong, and then we come into the supply sell area. In the supply sell area from July 3rd, 2023. We're right into it, okay? But we had some nice volume going into it, but we got to get that pullback. We want to get that pullback so we could get back in it. Now, we had a higher close this week with decent volume from the previous week. So let's see what on Verizon, we're teething up, okay? We're teething up to the next resistance area, okay? We're teething up on a 2-hour chart, okay? We're teething up, okay? So the strength was here, right here. That's solid as a rock, okay? And then what happens here? Sideways, okay? So we're teething up, and that's that right now. You got to be careful in those spots, okay? You got to be very careful in those spots up there when you start teething up like that because you can get caught, okay? Let's go to Dominion Energy Incorporated, and right here on Dominion, look at the massive volume. Now we're getting the profit taking, okay? Getting the profit taking again here, okay? Here they go, okay? So let's see if it holds or if it just pulls back, okay? Right now we're losing steam here, okay, up here, okay? Losing steam here on a lot of stuff, even the S&P 500, okay? So that's something that you want to take a look at too, okay? Let's look at really quick, let's look at the dollar. So US dollar pulling back, right? What does that mean? The gold, right? The gold is going to start. Let's see what happens here on the US dollar. We get the engulfing on the weekly, but we're at support. Let's see if they pop it back up and then come back. And then if we break this area on the weekly chart, gold is going to take off, okay? At that point, okay? TLT, let's go over TLT, which is the 20-year bond, and look at the volume. Look at the covering, and we said this, right? We've been saying this for the last 3 weeks. Look at the covering coming in here, okay? Look at the covering. Now, we have resistance right here at 91.75, but look at the 20-year bond covering, okay? And this one right here, you have the cluster, okay? You have the cluster right here, okay? Right in that spot. Look at the cluster, okay? So right now you have no strength at this point. Let's see if we get back up and above 90 on the 90.87 price. Right now it's 90.04, okay? Last one, Starbucks. SBUX is the symbol, and this is going to be the last one we're going to do because we're running out of the time. And on Starbucks, we go slam right into the resistance spot, okay? We had some incredible volume on the week of October 30th on Starbucks. Look at that monster come in there, okay? You had a monster come in there, okay? And now on Starbucks, look at this. Okay, you're right into the supply spot, right in it, right there, where I drew that red line. Okay, you're right in that sideways consolidation with that supply spot. So whoever bought down here or here, time to take profits if you're up in that spot. Okay, that's what I would be doing. Okay. So with that said, I just want to thank everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy some football games. And happy trading for next week. Be careful on some of these things because, we're way up there from where we need that pullback to get back in on a lot of these things too. Okay? Have a great day.